Hello, Weekend Crafter! Welcome back to the Craft Time Studio. I'm Ange, your Weekend Crafter, and for this weekend, we are going to do a color mixing video. But before that, if you're new to my channel, I hope that you consider liking and subscribing to the Craft Time Studio. Okay, let's begin! For this weekend, I wanted to do a collection of neutrals. Neutral colors are very light, but they are not overly bright. They work great, especially when mixed with other bolder colors to create harmony. Let's mix carbon gray, moonshine gray, serendipity, calm sea green, and sandy pink. As always, when we're mixing colors, it's best to start with the clean work area. I normally work on a glass mat, so I spritz this down with some alcohol and wipe it with a clean cloth. Before we begin, let's get our swatches out. These are baked pieces, by the way, and this will help us make sure that we are blending the same shades of color. Whenever I'm planning to make a collection of colors, I have a color or colors running through the entire palette. For this neutral collection, you will see a lot of white, gray granite, some beige, and brown. All these four colors are actually in the neutral family. Let's make carbon gray first. I wanted a darker shade of gray because all the other colors will be too light and I will definitely need something that can add some contrast. For this, we will need 1 part white. Let's also start off with a little bit of graphite pearl, which is a Sculpey Primo Accents brand of clay. I also add half part of Fimo beige and 1 part of Primo gray granite. I also add a tiny bit of Kato clay in brown. If you haven't yet noticed, I like mixing different brands of clay. One reason is because of practicality. Basically, these are the brands and colors available to me. But another reason is that sometimes that brand makes a different hue of color that is not available in the other brand. As you can see, I'm passing each color through the machine. I'm starting with the softer brands first. And then, when all the colors are mixed, I get my hardest clay. In this case, it's the beige. I mix it in last because first, I have to hammer it up to soften it. And second, it will also be the longest to condition. So this is the resulting gray color of that first mix. As you can tell, it's not the same color yet as our swatch, and so I go ahead and cut a little bit more of the graphite pearl. Remember though to be very careful when adding dark colors because it's easy to add something, but far harder to lighten the color when you've put too much in. On the second pass, I get the right shade of gray, and so I stop with this. I will call this carbon gray. Next, we're going to mix serendipity. I'm going to bring out Primo in purple as the color that we're mixing with our neutrals. Let's cut 1 part gray granite, 1 part white, and about 1/8 of Primo in purple. A sliver of brown, and half part beige. Again, I'm going to mix the softer clay first. Be very patient in mixing the colors because it takes a while for all the colors to get incorporated. Once all of these are combined, let's get the beige and hammer it in. And there you have it, the color of serendipity, which actually means a stroke of good fortune. For our third color, let's mix moonshine gray. Let's start with 1 part gray granite, 1 part white, and a sliver of brown. Let's mix all these colors up and you will get a very light mocha color. To get that gray hue, let's cut a little bit of our first color, carbon gray, and mix it in. And there you have it, a very easy way of getting our third color, which is moonshine gray. Let's head on to the next color, which is sandy pink. It's still the same two colors, one part of gray granite and one part of white. And a sliver of brown. But this time, instead of using clay to get my pink, I use an eyeshadow palette and get some blush color from it. Eyeshadow is actually made from mica and it's a great way to color clay. I use this often, especially if I want a muted or a pastel shade. And now we have this sandy pink color. Finally, we are down to our last color, which is calm sea green. Let's slice one part of gray granite, one part of white, and just a sliver of Fimo in emerald green, as well as a sliver of Kato in brown. I'm also adding a bit of green from my eyeshadow palette again. And now we have this gray-green hue, which I absolutely love. And there you have it, another color mixing video is done. I really love mixing colors and I suggest learning how to mix colors to all of you out there who want to make clay crafting a serious hobby. It really does make your project stand out when your colors are one of a kind. I hope that you have a weekend filled with creative projects. Happy crafting! Bye!